Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. I'm a former national team player for the Canadian national team who won a silver medal for Canada in the 91 games in Sheffield, England. I also played at St. Joseph's University NCAA Division I in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Stewart again down the lane, no foul, they let him have it. Richard has 19.
Currently, I own Advanced Basketball Canada, a program that teaches kids how to play basketball from the fundamentals to the more advanced. Two of the notable players that I've trained are Dylan Brooks, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies.
And Brooks will go and jam it with the right hand off the setup by Moran.
And Ignas Brazdeikis,
Brazdeikis to steal, some contact, and we play on. Brazdeikis,
who plays for the New York Knicks. I also train ladies, and the ladies that are in university and have played in Europe as well. So I have a lot of ladies who have trained and are playing basketball. Hey, true believers, welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. Today, we're going to be talking about the WNBA. We'll talk about the COVID-19 epidemic in terms of how it impacts sport and my take on when sports should come back. Later on in this program, we'll have a special guest, a young lady by the name of Mide Oriyomi. She's at Northeastern University in Boston. And a young lady who came from Toronto, played on the Canadian national team, also on Team Ontario, came up through the system here. A great basketball player, and is going to be a leaguer one day. Let's talk about what's happening with sports in the world today. With the pandemic going on, and different countries have different times to open back up, I believe that basketball can be played because growing up, we played without fans all the time anyway, right? We play without fans in basketball. All right, put me in the gym, and I don't care, I don't even hear the fans. I'm balling, all right? So we can play without fans. Now, there comes a time when revenue has to be thought about, though, all right? Because revenue is generated through television, through advertising, all right? And how many eyeballs are watching this stuff? So, once again, it's going to be about testing and about maybe getting the teams in and testing each player and having them play without fans, and then maybe have fans sit 6 feet apart from each other. You'll have less people at the games until this thing gets resolved in terms of a vaccine. I hope you guys are not watching that horse thing. I think it's the worst thing in the world. You've got to be bored. You've got to be off your rocker to be watching horse. Look at Trae Young's basket. It looks like a Walmart basket. Sorry, Walmart. But come on. And look at Chauncey Billups' basket. It was a nice professional-looking basket, nice half court. Trey's ball was going in the dirt and running. Come on, Trey. You're an NBA player. Get a good basket for crying out loud. But I'm not watching that horse thing anymore. It's foolishness. It's a waste of time. Welcome back to our program. Hey, true believers. This is your coach, Richard Stewart, again. And I have a great player on the line with me now. She's just calling in. This young lady was brought to me early on and learned to play basketball here in Toronto, Canada. Now she attends Northeastern University.
My name's Mide Oriyomi.
Northeastern's Mide Oriyomi is the Rookie of the Week. The freshman forward tallied a season-high 11 points during the Huskies' 72-62 road win at Delaware.
Mide, hey Mide, how are you?
Good, hey coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Your first year in university. Wow. How far you have come, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this. When did you first pick up a basketball? When was the first time you touched a basketball?
First time I picked up a basketball, I was probably about 6 years old, but I seriously say I started actually picking up a basketball at 11 years old. Okay. Yeah.
And when you first played, when you first saw the game, what did you think? I mean, what made you excited to play this game?
At first I was just a kid with a lot of energy, so it was something fun to do. I played a whole lot of different sports, but like I said, around 11, that's when I kind of became like, okay, basketball's my thing. I think I like this one the most.
Okay, good for you. Yeah, you had a lot of energy. I remember when you first came to me. Tell me something. How did your dad find out about me?
It's a funny story, actually. The first rep team I ever played on, there was a girl on my team named Yasmin. She's still one of my good friends to this day. And she was the best player. We were young, so she was doing things we never seen before, through the legs, behind the back. And our dads were talking like, oh, how's your daughter learn how to do this stuff? She's really good. And her dad was like, yeah, we trained with this guy, his name's Richard. And I wanted to be better because I wasn't good back then. And I kind of was like, I was just kind of like, I wish I could do all that stuff. So then my dad was just like, oh, it's something you can try. And it was fun. I liked it.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. No, I remember Yasmin. Yasmin moved to California now, as you know, turned into a really good basketball player, a pit bull on defense, and just was hungry. It was a pleasure to train her. I didn't know that story about that. That's interesting. When you first came to me to train, this is what I remember. You said to me, I can't shoot threes. And I was like, you're gonna be able to shoot threes when you train with me. And I ran you through all these drills, and I started to realize that, you know what, this young lady, you have a little something. You had determination. And I remember going over to your dad after, and I said to your dad, I said, you know what, Patrick, you know, your daughter is going to be a good basketball player. And he says, well, I don't know. You know, you got to tell her that. And you were so unsure, but I'm so happy that you've gotten, you know, where you are today. What was the hardest part of training for you? Because a lot of players, the mental aspects of training, they don't understand how training benefits the play. When you start to love training, that's when the game becomes easy, because everything slows down in the game. It's like chess, you know, everything slows down. You're thinking 3 steps ahead of everybody when you train at a high level. Tell me about training. What was the hardest part for you?
I think when I was younger, it was just the frustration with the consistency. Like when you're a young kid, you know, you want to do what every other kid's doing, but as I start to grow up, kind of get used to the student-athlete lifestyle, it became more of a thing of, you know, reps, because especially in my later years of high school, you know, that's when everyone's grinding. Like, everybody's in the gym, everyone's going 6 a.m., so just doing the bare minimum really isn't enough. Like, you have to be doing more than everyone else.
That's a great answer. I'm hoping that young people, and I'm glad that you're saying that young people understand, you just walk in the gym and become a great player and beat out better players. You have to actually have a lot of reps and want to be great. Let me ask you this question then. Tell me, did you ever think you'd get a full scholarship to a U.S. university?
Yes and no. I always kind of, not always, but towards the end, people told me I'm capable. I started to believe I'm capable, but, you know, not until I actually did it. Like, I didn't know I would do it, but I kind of knew I could, if that kind of answers that question.
It does. It completely does, because when I see athletes like you, and you've trained with me for years, and I remember seeing you, and there are times when I say, oh my gosh, this girl's a leaguer. She's going to make it to the WNBA. And then sometimes I feel, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got to get this thing right and that thing right. Because I'm critical. I'm a coach. I'm critical. My eye is very critical. And I want you to be the best that you can be. So I understand where you're coming from when you said yes or no to that scholarship thing, because really and truly, I really firmly believe this. You know, after 2 more years playing NCAA basketball, you're going to realize that you can play in the league. And I really believe in you. Tell me something. What was your Canadian national team experience like? How did that come about, you training and being part of the select squad to train with them and do all that stuff?
You know, it was a tough journey with the national team. Obviously, I hurt my hand, and then I didn't end up actually playing the year that I was most likely to make the team, which was kind of heartbreaking. But, you know, the difference between the national team training and any other training I've done is it's very much more team-oriented than I'm used to. You know, AAU basketball, even high school basketball to some degree, not as much my coach, but it's like just kind of, you know, you do your own thing, but that's not how it went at national team. That's right.
You know, I understand that, and one of the things that I commend you on is the fact that even after injury, and I remember you calling me and saying, Coach, you know, this coach is doing this, that coach is doing this, how do I overcome these things? And you relied on me for some of the information that I could help you with. And the other things, I just let it go. I said, you know what, you'll find out. And part of that is I knew, and I was confident that with setbacks and adversity, you're going to fight through and get there. And I'm so proud that you've made it through. What are you studying at Northeastern? What's your major?
I'm in a Bachelor of Science for Psychology right now.
Bachelor of Science for Psychology. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you'll probably go on to get your master's if I know how you think.
Yeah,
see? I knew. What's the difference between the NCAA game and, say, the international game? Because if we're playing for the national team, you're playing FIBA rules. What's the difference that you found?
I'd say the biggest, there's a lot of differences. But the biggest difference is, like, especially towards the end, it shows who's been in the gym and who's been training, because those 30-something games is no joke in that short period of time. Like, it's a lot on your body, especially as a freshman. Like, just being able to push through that adversity, pushing your body, like, limits you never thought your body could go to.
You know what, Mide? That's a great answer, and you're helping a lot of kids. When I went to university, it's the same as when you went, hon. It was 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's the same thing. It's a different mindset. If you don't, a lot of guys have talent. No, well, I'm not gonna need to train. I go in the gym and I throw it up, and parents think that's what it is. When it isn't. You have to actually train your body, your breathing, your muscles. You have to train to actually play against great athletes night in and night out. And remember, like you were saying, every practice, you're fighting for your spot. You're fighting for your spot. So if you half step, if you do something and the coach does not have confidence in you, he or she is gonna recruit over you. I'm not worried about that with you because I'm not worried about with you because I know you understand what you're doing. Right now, I know your little brother came to me to train now. He came with one of the shirts that I gave you. He says, "Oh, this is my shirt. Mide gave it to me." I'm like, Mide's not giving up my shirt that easily.
I definitely didn't. When I came back from college, I see him wearing my old shorts, my shirt. I'm like, who gave you that? It wasn't me.
And then I called him on it. I was like, hey, I called you and said, hey, you didn't give your little brother my shirt. And you're like, no, he took it. I love it. And he's a great little kid. I like Fola. Fola is training with me now, and he's just like you, you know. Intelligence runs in your family, intelligence kid, and intelligent kid, and I just love training him. And I just wish you the best, Mide. I just want you to know that we're proud of you here. We all believe in you. We think that you will be in the WNBA in no time at all. And you know, you're gonna make some waves. I'm really, really happy that you were able to join us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right. So get back there. Don't eat too much. Run up the stairs. Do some push-ups. Go ahead. You got 30 push-ups to do right now. Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mide Oriyomi, Northeastern University in Boston. A local kid from Toronto, Canada. Just a joy to be around. Great family. Education comes first, as she says. The practicing, the training, and I'm just happy that she's going to give back. She's already come back to one of my camps and spoke to the kids about how to study, good study habits, nutrition, stuff like that. So even a kid like that, who's not making millions of dollars, is giving back. And I am so thrilled that she could join us today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Waistman Wing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our program. Now in this segment, the viewers submitted their names for Waistman Wing. You remember what Waistman Wing is? Waistman Wing is when a guard comes down, gets a steal, comes down, and blows a wide open layup, or he drives in and passes it back out to a guy who shoots 30% from the three-point line. Waistman stuff, all right? So look at this one, this clip.
Steal by the Pistons, Knight's all alone.
Oh, look at that. He misses the layup. Come on, brother Knight, you're an NBA player. How did you miss that? Waistman Wing. One of the things I also want to touch on today is the fact that Canada still holds the NBA crown. The Toronto Raptors are still champions still, right? And they may be champions for 2 years. You're going to put an asterisk beside it in the history books, but hey, that's what it's about. We're still champions. They can't take it away from us. Unlike New York. New York is crappy. Exactly what we were saying before. New York should be relegated. You know what relegation is? It's like the Premier League, right? The Premier League in soccer. Relegation is when your team is so crappy, they put you back in the B League, right? And so the New York Knicks should be in the G League. And they wouldn't even win the G League with that squad, all right? The Raptors 905 would beat them. On next week's program, we'll have the viewers submit the names for Scrub Nation. Remember what Scrub Nation is? The guy in Scrub Nation is the guy who is 7 foot tall, between 6'9" to 7 foot tall, misses a wide open dunk. Come on, can't be a professional player and do that, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, little things turn into big things. May God bless you.